Hello from Gardening at Twensah here in Ireland. And today we're back in the plant room, as you can see. And the reason for that is I want to give you an update on some orchids I got recently. Now, these orchids were given to me by Archie from Archie's Orchids channel and by Ana Maria from Miracle Orchids channel. And I want to give you an update and show you how these plants are doing. Well, as you can see, everything here is looking quite well. I've only had 2 casualties to date. I'm afraid one of the Miltonia Peter Komp that Archie sent me has snuffed it, is no more. And just to be fair and not take sides, the Brassanthe that Ana Maria sent me is also dead. But I'm going to start and I'm going to give you an update on each of Ana Maria's orchids first. And these are the ones on the tray in front of us. First up is Lycaste aromatica, and when Ana Maria sent me this, these 2 pseudobulbs were actually joined together, but my cat decided that they were a fabulous plaything and they ended up on the floor and separated. Now, much to my surprise, when I planted them both up, even the little pseudobulb has sent up new growths. These are too small to be flowering size, but they are growing vigorously. So I think, before too long I might get some blooms there. A year or 2, I don't know. We'll see. And beside that plant is the Aliceara Tahoma Glacier. I mean, this is a lovely one. It has giant white flowers. And I potted it up in sphagnum. And just recently I see a new growth coming there. So while a couple of the leaves here at the top look quite floppy, I think this one is doing quite well. Beside it is a little Epidendrum, and I potted that in sphagnum and it has roots now. I think it's about time I took it out of the sphagnum and migrated it to bark. And behind we have the 2 Cattleyas that she gave me. Now, for both of these Cattleyas, I kept them in a glass with some sphagnum at the bottom until I saw some effort to make roots. And then when I did, I potted them up. So this has bark underneath and just a top dressing of sphagnum. And it did have root growth. Now, I'm not going to go excavating in there to see how it's doing now. This one is Cattleya Tropical Pointer Cheatah. So I would really love if this did well for me. Fingers crossed anyway. And the other one, which is bigger and exactly the same situation, I had it in the glass with sphagnum until it made root growth and then potted it up with bark and a top dressing with sphagnum. And as you can see, this one has a new shoot. This one is, let me see, Maikai Spotted Star, and I would love if this took off for me because it's just a beautiful plant. Besides the Brassanthe that snuffed it, you'll notice that one of Ana Maria's plants is missing, and that is the Cycnodes Wine Delight, which is with my other catasetums out in the greenhouse. And no doubt you've been following its progress whenever I've made a project plant video. And that brings us over to Archie's orchids. And I'd just like to say again, I was completely flabbergasted when I got these orchids from Archie, just because they were so blooming. Many of them, I couldn't believe he could do without so many. He was just very kind and very generous, and I'm very glad to have these in my collection. Now, Archie sent me 2 Restrepias and 1 Pleuro, and it's my first time with either of these 2 genera, but they seem to be doing well enough. This one I've potted them in sphagnum and I've kept them moist, and I think they're doing well enough. This Restrepia is a small one. The Pleuro continues to make cakeys, but it also has new growth as well. This one here is new, so I hope it does well for me. So moving to the plants behind, and they're Wow, let's just do the ones that I have names for first. This one here is a Miltonia Peter Kemp, and Archie sent me 2 of these and one of them died on me. But this one is Well, there's a new growth there. It's potted in sphagnum, so I can't really see what's going on with the roots. But, you know, I mean, it hasn't dehydrated anymore, so it's a good sign. Now, Archie sent me a good old clump of Howeara, and when I started to pot it up, I noticed that it was actually two divisions kind of stuck together. So I potted them in the same pot, and each has new growth. So I hope this one does well. This is a real little sweetie, and it actually came with a spent orange flower spike, orangey yellow flower spike. So I hope this does well, and look forward to, well, I look forward to flowering. And Archie sent me a large number of Oncidium types or Miltoniopsis types, and I potted them all in sphagnum. Here's one of them. That one has 3 new growths. I'm not going messing around with the roots to see what's going on, but just keeping it moist and hoping for the best. So that's one of them. Behind it, this one has a healthy new growth. This plant is clearly not an Oncidium. It looks like a Denfal to me, or something of that nature. And I potted it, and it has flowered. And there is this large pseudobulbed Oncidium type, which has a new growth there. And this looks quite exciting because, I don't know, it's quite substantial. I like substantial plants. I'm sure it has some great things in store for me. Now, 2 of the ones that Archie sent me look kind of like Miltoniopsis types, quite thin pseudobulbs, and they had no roots whatsoever. So I put them in glasses here with sphagnum at the bottom. They haven't made any new growths or any root growth. They don't seem to be deteriorating further. So, well, that's a good thing. Oh, I forgot one of Archie's plants. Let me run and get it. And this is Paphiopedilum that Archie sent me, and when he sent it to me he said he thought it had scale. So I isolated the plant and kept a good eye on it, but I could never see any scale on it. But then I had thrips recently on my plants, so I had to spray, so I thought, oh, what the heck, I just sprayed this one as well. So soon it'll be going back with the others, but it's doing well. I mean, if we look in there, there's a new fan coming. Not a new fan, sorry, new growth from the centre. There's a new fan in there. So I hope this plant is going to do well for me. It's always good to have more paphs. I don't really have a whole lot of paphs, so, you know, it's quite special when I do get them. Just to finish this video, I'll move over to that Streptocarpus again because, well, you know, a flower is good to show, isn't it? I just want to end by saying thanks a million to Archie for sending me all those wonderful plants, and also thanks a million to Ana Maria for the gorgeous plants. Can't wait to see those Cattleyas in flower. So if you want to see how these plants do longer term and hopefully see them in flower in the end, please do check back for lots more gardening-y stuff and orchid-y stuff and, well, you know, I guess anything that's green. Thanks very much for watching. Bye now.